Hello everybody. It's been a long time since I've put up a video. I've been busy with a lot of family stuff, a lot of work stuff, just like everybody else, I guess. And with my very limited painting time, I kind of looked at one of my old projects that I'd been working on and brought that out because I could just do a little painting here and there, 15, 20 minutes and not be painting some big unit of critters and of AWI and stuff, so that I could easily set it aside. So this is Shadows of Brimstone, which is a dungeon crawl board game, sort of a role-playing type game by Flying Frog Productions. And I was part of their Kickstarter in, I believe it was like 2013. And so then when that pledge started trickling in, it's a lot of miniatures involved in the game. You move them around on map tiles and explore the mines. It's set in the Old West in the late 1800s, kind of during like the Gold Rush type era. And so you take on the persona of various Wild West archetypes, and the situation is basically there was a dark stone which was found in the mines. Dark stone's kind of a rock or that has magical, mystical type properties, and anyway, and it tends to mutate and corrupt things. And it opened gates and portals to other worlds, and all kinds of manner of nasty creatures started coming through. And so it's a fully cooperative game, so you become one of the different player characters in the game, Wild West characters. You could be, they've got everything from the gambler to the saloon girl to the miner to the gunslinger or the sheriff or the doctor or the bandito. There's just tons of them, and you form a group. You can play the game by yourself as a single or run 2 or 3 characters, and you go on these different scenario quests into the mines, and you can level up your character and play a full campaign game within the system. So anyway, this was the game that's kind of near and dear to my heart. It was one of the few first Kickstarters that I ever did, and it got me back into painting. This was the game, I think, when it started to deliver in maybe 2014 or early 2015, is what got me back into painting, which I hadn't painted anything since around 99 or 2000. And so this was the thing that got me back into painting miniatures, and so I was painting a few more of these in the last month, and I just kind of wanted to get it all out and share it, what I've done. Some of the stuff was when I again was just getting back into painting, so they're a little rough compared to maybe what I do now, but you can kind of see the progression. They're all hard plastic, multi-part miniatures that come on sprues, and except for a few single characters are resin, but otherwise they're all hard plastic. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to share a little bit what they are. Let me just kind of take us in here a little bit. Try to hold the camera somewhat steady. These were some of the first ones I painted. They are zombies, obviously undead type guys. Some of the first miniatures that they came out with from Flying Frog Productions, so they're not the highest quality, but they're not bad. They painted up okay. They came in the base set. And then there's some insectoid type creatures back there. Some kind of bat creatures. These spiders, all kinds of mutated, sort of Wild West meets unspeakable horror type stuff. And It's a lot of fun to paint. Here's the hero classes that I have painted up. Got the Saloon Girl and the Miner and the Rancher and the Gunslinger and the Indian Scout and the Preacher and the that's the Marshal, Bandito, and the Sheriff and the Town Doctor. And then over here, some vampires. They actually painted up really well. That says they started to improve their sculpting team, and they were a lot of fun to paint. Back over there, the Harbinger, one of the big nasties. He painted up well. That was a lot of fun. A lot of variety. It's kind of fun. You know, you don't get stuck in a rut for sure this way. Some mutated rat creatures and their rat's nest. These purple things are double-headed void hounds is what they're called. And then another mutated tentacle type kind of Cthulhu type creature there. So all these are found in the Earth world, you know, in the mines on Earth, you know, before you go through any type of portals. So then there's 6 other worlds that the Flying Frog team has come out with. And the first other world I have here is a Swamps of Jargono that's called. And so it's kind of a jungle swamp type. And so the bases used a lot of aquarium plants and greens and stuff to give it the real jungle feel. These were these serpent men were a lot of fun to paint. And again, some of their better sculpts. This guy in the front here, he's actually resin. Turned out really good. This guy too is resin. Quite nice. And then some bog bats that were found in the swamp. And then that portal thing is what the portals look like. And when the gate opens and you place that on the board and you go through into the other world. And then back there is a dinosaur type creature. He's one of the big bad boss creatures that you face when you're in the swamp world. And what else? Oh yeah, these I forget what they're called offhand. These like slug type creatures. They're plastic, but they're nice sculpts, painted up really good. And then I painted those all shiny insectoid type creatures, like a crustacean type shell, a hard insect shell. And then the next other world that I painted is a snow world. It's a frozen alien land with they've got technology. It's kind of been abandoned. Nobody knows why, but there's still some robotic type creatures still operating in. So I tried to use some snow effects on these. There's those pillar tower things. Shoot out laser beams at your characters from those white or yellow spots on the towers. And that's just that's an alien creature too, and they've got like these blaster pistols, and so you face them. And again, it was fun to make the snow bases, and I tried to match them up kind of with what the tiles looked like in the game to make them blend in with. And then here's a large guardian, I believe it's called, but it's a robotic type thing, and I did some work on that base to kind of just added my own debris type things that looked sort of futuristic, and he was a lot of fun to paint. And the last world, this is actually the one I kind of been working on lately here, and this is it's called the Caverns of Cinder, and that is obviously a lava type hell type world. And so it's got these so I used cork on the bases to make like the hardened lava where the critters are standing, and that was kind of fun to work on my, fire type effects. And I have improved with those. And again, these are some that I've just painted in the last few weeks. So, and then here's some succubi. And then the one in the center there that's different, that's the succubi witch. She has special abilities in the game. She's resin, quite nice figure there. And then some of the bats. Again, you'll notice the same bats were in the other worlds, but painted them up. They have different stats, and gameplay abilities. And so painted them up with lava bases. And to just add a little more theme to the game. It's all about theme when you play these kinds of games. And it's just, and then again, these are... I forget what they're called, but they're souls of the damned or something like that. There's spirits, and so I paint them to look sort of spectral. And so that was a lot of fun too. I think I've got just a few left, and then I have that other world done. I'm going to try to hold up just a few of these a little closer. That's some of my favorites. That guy was a lot of fun to paint. Multi-part kit. And actually the stuff on the base are like resistors and stuff from just old electronic junk I had sitting around. So that guy. Here's the other big critter for this one. There he is. That was fun putting all the aquarium plants, and I primed them and then painted them white, or painted them the colors that I wanted to make them more interesting and more blend in with the painting that I do with the miniatures. And maybe see this guy just a little bit better. There's some of that purple dark stone is on his base. I added that to make it a little bit more interesting. And he's got like some glyphs and things on his body to, again, fun to paint. And then I think one of the vampires were some of my favorites. I really had a lot of fun with those guys. But anyway, that's kind of my Shadows of Brimstone collection up till now. Got a long ways to go before I'm done, but it is a game that I've gotten together with my brothers, 2 brothers, and we get together and play it. It's been probably more than a year since we've actually done it, but I can also play solo too, so that gives me a little bit flexibility. If we can't get together, I could play. And it's a change of pace on my painting too, I guess, but I guess I got to be honest too, I was a little hesitant maybe to even post this, just because most of the people that I follow on YouTube and I think that watch my channel are into the historicals that I do, or maybe the Bretonians, because associated with Games Workshop or Warhammer Fantasy. But this is painting a board game, I guess, kind of, which I have never painted a board game before, never messed with painting a board game. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of, they're figures that you got to put together, and painting just adds to the theme of the game. I mean, I had to do it, so. But I guess I'd be curious too to hear if any of you guys do any painting of board games. Why or why not? Maybe you don't play board games, but anyway, they're miniatures, so I thought maybe you guys would be interested, and it was kind of fun to show what I have been up to and just let you know I'm still out here doing some painting. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I've been trying to watch as many of your videos as I can and keep up. Always give you a thumbs up, try to comment when I can. Sometimes when I'm painting, it's kind of hard to make comments, but anyway, everybody have a good day, and thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves.